Now at 10, how Kansas will use a $61 million payment from a tobacco settlement. Plus, a Missouri family is looking for answers after a 9-year-old loses a finger at school. And we'll learn about a propane-powered home recently built in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We have more thunderstorms coming our way this weekend. This is KOAM News at 10. We go straight to Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, we had scattered showers and thunderstorms for us today, especially in our northern and eastern counties, and those were severe. They dropped a ton of hail across Bourbon, Vernon County, over toward Cedar County, and also Dade and even parts of Bourbon County. But we are going to get a little bit of a break, but then we have another severe threat again that's going to roll in just in time for the weekend. 79 for a high today, so it really warmed up. It was very humid out there. Any thunderstorms we had earlier today, these are gone, so we're fine for the rest of the night. There is a little sliver of tornado watch out across central Kansas, and not much is going on out there as well. Temperatures mainly sitting low to mid 70s still after 10 o'clock. We're only going to drop back into the upper 60s later on tonight. These southerly winds are actually going to keep our temperatures up as we go through the overnight hours. So only down to about 65, 72 by 10, up to 81 tomorrow. No thunderstorm threat for us tomorrow, but we do have a severe threat which increases by Saturday. We're going to break that down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Kansas receives a $61.3 million payment as part of a tobacco settlement. Attorney General Derek Schmidt says annual payments have been received since 1999, totaling more than $1.3 billion. Payments were intended to offset the cost of tobacco-related illness and disease paid for by Kansas taxpayers through government-paid medical benefits. The money is also used to pay for various children's programs in Kansas. Freeman Health System today opened a new clinic in Pittsburgh. The Freeman Specialty Clinic will provide easier access to specialists for patients living in Pittsburgh rather than driving to the specialty clinic in Joplin.
We will have a variety of specialists that are operating out of this clinic, but to begin with, we have endocrinology, nephrology, and pulmonology, and then we'll be adding pain medicine very soon as well as some other testing services.
The clinic's on North Broadway in the former Quinlan Eye Center building. It's been renovated and now includes 6 exam rooms. As if medical school isn't hard enough, one KCU Joplin first-year student is taking things to the next level and just returned to his studies after competing in the Boston Marathon. Daniel O'Kelly says this was his first time running in the Boston Marathon and finished the 26.2 miles in under 3 hours. He says as someone wanting to get into medicine, the experience helps him with his studies.
My productivity, my drive, and my happiness at large. So I've seen exercise as a fundamental part of, my time in medical school. It just helps me be a better student.
Not only has it helped him become a better student, O'Kelly says he hopes this experience will also help him become a better physician in the long run. A Missouri family is looking for answers after a 9-year-old boy lost a finger at school. The family's attorney says they were only told he had a gash, but it ended up being much more serious. Justina Cornell reports.
I've seen the pictures. The pictures show literally a finger hanging on a file cabinet.
Attorney Tim Engelmeyer swipes through graphic photos of the pain 9-year-old DJ Williams had to face. Monday afternoon, the Bristol elementary student fell and his finger was taken off in the process.
More or less cut, removed from his hand on a very sharp edge of what appears to be a computer filing cabinet.
Engelmeyer says that's when school leaders called DJ's grandpa and said
DJ had suffered a gash.
When he picked DJ up from school,
DJ's hand was wrapped up. I believe it was described to me as in a paper towel. He was advised to get him to get some medical attention at that point.
But when it was unwrapped, it was more than just a gash. DJ was then rushed to Children's Hospital.
There was some concern initially that he may lose the whole hand.
For now, his middle finger on his right hand has been amputated. Engelmeyer shares the family believes more could have been done.
Now, they didn't have the rest of the finger, which is one of the questions or issues that the family has is why was the finger still attached to the file cabinet? The biggest red flag to me is why wasn't 911 called immediately? And then there's always the other question is why is anything this sharp even available for a 9-year-old to hurt himself on?
There are many questions still left, and as the family waits for answers, they're doing everything they can in the process to be there for DJ.
They're trying to keep spirits upbeat for their son who has suffered an injury that's going to affect him for a very long time.
Webster Grove School District says it's investigating the accident and cannot provide any other details at this time. A new home in Joplin is more than a bit unusual. It's not powered by electricity, but by propane. The Missouri Propane Education and Research Council today hosted an open house at the home so people could learn about propane power. The home was built by T.R. Smith Construction with all propane appliances. Even the lights are powered by propane. Officials say propane's efficiency can help homeowners save money by using less energy.
Well, the cost on propane, if you figure a BTU basis, if you're looking at your electric bill, and certainly electricity is a great thing, so we're not trying to displace all electricity, but propane's about 40% of the cost of electricity on a BTU basis when you figure out all the different costs involved. So it is very efficient.
Officials say when it comes to safety, a propane-powered home is just as safe as an electric one. Great big donation today helped fund a mural in Joplin honoring Black history. Connect to Culture gave the $6,500 check to the Langston Hughes Cultural Society. They raised the money from a concert by saxophonist and Joplin native Charles McPherson. The mural will feature famous Black Americans who are either from Joplin, like McPherson, or performed in Joplin, including Ella Fitzgerald, Cab Calloway, and Dizzy Gillespie. The location of the mural has not yet been decided. Coming up, a political battle between the state of Florida and Disney leads to some tax changes for the company, plus why the FBI is warning farmers to watch out for cyber attacks. Florida's governor has gone to war with the Magic Kingdom. Today, Republicans targeted Disney, the state's largest employer, after the company publicly condemned a new law that critics believe targets LGBTQ students. Reporter Manuel Bajorquez has more.
70 yeas, 38 nays, Mr.
Show the bill
Speaker.
passes. Read the next bill.
Florida's legislature made good on the governor's threat today. The move strips Disney's Special Improvement District, which allows it to govern and tax itself, to build roads, provide power, and some emergency services around its theme parks. It's been that way since 1967.
We call it Epcot.
But things soured when Disney publicly criticized Florida's parental rights and education law, which opponents call Don't Say Gay, because it prohibits public school instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity in grades K through 3.
We're certainly not going to bend a knee to woke executives in California.
This week, Governor Ron DeSantis asked lawmakers to dissolve Disney's special district.
Is this retaliation?
No, I don't think so. But I think that when you kick the hornet's nest, I think sometimes issues rise up that you weren't aware of.
Republican State Representative Randy Fine wrote the House bill.
Disney's charter allows them to build a nuclear power plant. And these are not things that may make a lot of sense.
He says taxpayers won't have to foot the bill with Disney out.
What he's saying is absurd.
But Scott Randolph, Orange County's tax collector, says residents could be stuck with a roughly $163 million bill.
For the citizens of Orange County, you're talking a financial fiasco. Anything that comes with a normal municipal government would fall to Orange County with zero additional revenue.
It wasn't the only controversial bill to pass today here in Florida. Amid protests by some lawmakers who even staged a sit-in, the House gave final approval to the governor's redrawing of the state's congressional map, which is expected to give the GOP 4 additional seats while dismantling 2 districts which are currently served by Black members of Congress. Manuel Bajorquez, CBS News, Orlando.
The FBI is warning farmers to be on the lookout for potential hackers. Officials say cyber criminals might go after agricultural cooperatives during planting and harvesting seasons, believing they could be more vulnerable and willing to pay off the extortion. The FBI says 6 grain companies were targeted last fall and 2 others have already been attacked this year. In a public advisory, federal officials say a major disruption of grain production would impact the entire food chain. The FDA is investigating Lucky Charms cereal after reports of people getting sick. The move comes after a popular online poison website reported that more than 1,300 people said they had gastrointestinal issues after eating Lucky Charms. However, cereal maker General Mills says it has found no evidence of people getting sick. The FDA has started an on-site inspection of the cereal production sites but has not announced a recall. Spring is typically the busiest time for home buying, but that might not be the case this year. Mortgage rates are the highest they've been in more than a decade, and they're still rising. This time last year, the average mortgage rate was just under 3%. Now, according to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage average is 5.11%. That's up from 5% just last week. It's the 7th consecutive week of increases. A little bit later, we're going to check out our reading event in Seneca based around the children's book Stuart Little.
Plus, we have more thunderstorms in the forecast as we head into the weekend. We're going to break that down coming up. Well, of course, we have the scattered showers, thunderstorms for us today, especially in our northern and eastern counties, but quite a bit of hail with those storms. They were pretty powerful. We had severe thunderstorm warnings on them as we got the scattered showers and thunderstorms today. More in the forecast. Looks fine right now. Here's a nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, look at these temps. It's after 10 o'clock. We're still sitting low to mid 70s, and we're just not going to drop off too much as we go through the overnight hours. Maybe 65, 66, 67 degrees. Southerly winds are going to keep our temperatures up. These are actually going to increase as we go through the next couple days. So tomorrow's going to be windy. Saturday is going to be windy, but in return, our temperatures, they're going to be pretty warm over the next couple days. Currently outside, sitting at 73. You can see those southerly winds gusting upwards to 22. Humidity is at 68%. All the thunderstorms that popped up earlier today, right through the heart of the area and then lifted northeast, became severe in our northeastern counties. These are all gone, so we're fine. We don't have to worry about any thunderstorms from this point on, but look at all the hail. I mean, from Pleasanton, Fort Scott, over toward Nevada, southern parts of Vernon County, Bourbon County, over into Dade County, and then also Cedar County. I mean, just tons of hail, several inches of hail with a lot of these storms that dropped through earlier today. But these are all gone, so we look fine as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. Out to the west, that's our next storm system, and that system will start to affect us by the time we head into the weekend. You can already see our severe threat, and this will most likely shift a little bit and probably go up over the next couple days, but at least a low threat for us right now. I am going to keep all the threats low for now. We'll kind of reassess this once again tomorrow, but I think most of these storms will start getting going after 3, 4, 5 p.m. on Saturday evening. All right, let's go through time. The rest of the overnight hours, we're fine. Temperatures mid to upper 60s. Quite a bit of sunshine tomorrow. It is going to be windy, but look at our temps. We all go into the 80s during the afternoon. 65 to start, 76 by noon. High of 81, southerly winds 15 to 25. Tomorrow night, again, we only drop back upper 60s for overnight lows. Most of Saturday looks fine. We are going to get some clouds in here, and by the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms will try to start getting going. Here's 4 p.m. Now, the ones that do get going, at least during the evening hours, will most likely become severe very quickly. So you can see the band out across Kansas, Oklahoma here. 7 p.m. kind of advances farther south and east. So along the I-44 corridor, 10 to 11 p.m. We are going to have a tornado threat, so that is something we want to keep our eyes on. And then just very heavy amounts of rain Saturday night and into Sunday morning. And it looks like our severe threat should be gone by 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. 81 tomorrow, near 80 on Saturday. Thunderstorms late Saturday into Sunday. Cooling down a bit Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then thunderstorms back in late next week.
I know you're going to be keeping a close eye, especially on those alert days and the chances for more storms ahead.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doc. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone Best part is the cost. It's absolutely free. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. There's a new playground in Miami, Oklahoma, thanks to a grant. The City of Miami Park Crew has finished installing pirate ship-themed equipment, including slides, a climbing apparatus, crow's nest, a walking bridge, and a swing set. The equipment was paid for with the $24,000 Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust, or TEST grant. The Seneca, Missouri Elementary School is continuing an annual tradition. Every year, the school hosts an event centered around a book being read by the whole school. This year, that book happened to be Stuart Little. To celebrate, they had activities based on the book, including a boat race, ping pong, and face painting.
For parents to be involved in the education of their kids is a huge deal, and it's a big piece of why we do this. We want to include families at home reading together. We want them to just do something together.
This year, the Seneca Intermediate School was also involved. Still ahead, Mcdonald County Baseball aims to stay perfect in conference play, hosting Cassville, and a sophomore standout fuels a 12-0 start for Northeast High School softball. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas have been one of the best teams in the MIAA all season long, but they have hit a little rough patch in the last week. The Gorillas have dropped 5 straight games to fall to 17-10 in conference play. Now tonight, Pitt State's on the road trying to get things turned around in the series opener against Newman, and that's what they did. The Gorillas lead from start to finish to win tonight 7-3. Trey McClellan goes 2 for 4 on the day with a 3-run home run in the first. Now, Missouri Southern also on the field tonight. They begin a big 3-game series at Northeastern State. The Lions fall today 14-4. Matt Miller goes 2 for 3 on the day for Southern with a 3-run homer in the 7th. At the high school level, the McDonald County Mustangs are on a roll right now. They're 14-4, including 3-0 in the Big 8. They've made it up to number 6 in the Missouri Class 5 state rankings this week. And the Mustangs at home this afternoon against Cassville. We're going to stay perfect in league play. And we'll start it off bottom of the second. Jack Parnell lays down the bunt. Throw to first a little late and a little off the mark. Parnell goes to second. Rylan Armstrong scores the first run of the game. Now, sticking around in the second, pitch gets by here. Destin Dowd takes off and steals third. Throw to third gets away. He'll go ahead and come home, and that's the kind of night it was for Cassville. McDonald County wins it 8-0. The Mustangs now 4-0 in the Big 8 and 15-4 overall.
We're not done. There's still some big games ahead of us. All that is great, and we're excited to be there. And credit to these kids for putting us in that situation. But there's still some really, really big games ahead of us, and we're only as good as our next game.
The Northeast Vikings hit the field tomorrow in a big Three Rivers League matchup against Southeast. The Vikings host the Lancers, aiming to stay undefeated this spring. And Northeast heads into the matchup with a perfect 12-0 record. On the other side, the Lancers are 7-1. Now, the Vikings are still perfect because they can kind of do it all. They're batting .556 as a team with 10 home runs, and they're averaging 16 runs per game. But in the circle, sophomore Shelby Underwood, she's been unbelievable. She's 9-0 in 11 appearances with 86 strikeouts in just 43 innings.
She has been such a workhorse, I'll tell you. She's pitching every day. I make her go home in ice because we need her arm. And she rises to every challenge. We've taught her a couple new pitches, and she never complains. And she goes out there pretty much with a smile every time.
I think my changeup has improved the most. I've learned a new one, and it's really helped. And I've struggled trying to find so many changeups, but I think my changeup is a big deal, and that it has helped me throughout the whole entire season.
I love seeing that our team is scoring runs and backing her up because it just shows that as a team we can hit and we can do other things. It's not just, our pitching and our catching or our defense that's working. It's everything together.
Well, 2 of the hottest softball teams in Southeast Kansas meet tonight in Frontenac. The Raiders hit the field this afternoon in a non-conference game against the Chanute Blue Comets. Now, Frontenac is 9-1 to start the spring. The other side, Chanute is 10-2. Now, Avery Johnson, great out there in the circle for Frontenac. Johnson strikes out 7 of the first 8 batters she sees. Now in the 5th, offense helps her out. Abby Beeman here pulls one into right. Maddie Lajadas trots home. Raiders up 5-0 after that. But back to Avery Johnson. 13 strikeouts in the first 5 innings. Freshman throws a one-hitter and finishes with 15 strikeouts. Frontenac shuts out Chanute tonight, 8-0. Chanute Frontenac also a good one on the baseball side tonight. The Comets enter on a 4-game winning streak, trying to knock off the 9-1 Raiders. Frontenac scores 6 in the 5th inning to come back and win it 9-5. Alex Williams gets 2 hits and a pair of RBIs for the Raiders. And that's it for sports. We're back after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Travis Pritchett joined the U.S. Army in 2005. The Baxter Springs, Kansas native was stationed in Afghanistan. And we salute Private First Class Travis Pritchett, a 4-state hero. NASA says the black holes in space are getting big and kind of greedy. The agency released a new survey of more than 100 galaxies, and it shows that black holes are demolishing thousands of stars, and as a result, they're growing. NASA shared those photo composites of 4 galaxies using images from the Hubble Space Telescope and its Chandra X-ray Observatory. These galaxies are among 29 in space with evidence of growing black holes near their centers. NASA called the discovery, quote, stellar destruction on a scale that has rarely, if ever, been seen before. So, you know, you swallow up those stars, you're gonna put on some weight. That's what happens.
That's true.
Gotta watch it.
I mean, the universe is expanding.
That's true. Waistline, apparently. Too many Milky Ways.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
the weather.
pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Tomorrow looks pretty good. 81, partly sunny skies, but thunderstorms and a severe threat by the weekend.
Final sports note.
As soon as I walk out of here, I'm going to post our full story with Shelby Underwood and Northeast Vikings softball and the hot start, so you can check it out on our website.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. Morning show, 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.